Seeing beyond, living transformed is a spiritual crossing of the threshold to the world of being a truly expanded human being. Join mediums Cheryl and Kelley for conversations about discovering deep spirituality, developing your intuitive and empathic skills, and personal mediumship. Each episode will focus on tips, tools, and techniques to help you understand and expand your own inner gifts and life journey. You can call in each week to receive spiritual guidance, personal readings, and we'll answer your questions. We'll talk with luminary experts on meditations, the afterlife, energy healing, past lives, and much more. Join our Seeing Beyond spiritual community to learn more about expanding your mind, body, and soul, and have fun on your journey to empowered transformation.
Hi, everyone. We see people logging on. We want to welcome you to the show this evening. Welcome, everyone, to Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. Tonight is a super special show. I just want to share it and tell everyone I have Lori Albert on the show. So as we're going live on Facebook and YouTube, we're also going live on Instagram now, too. But I want to welcome Lori to the show. Hi, Lori.
Hi, nice to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
It is always a joy to have you, Lori. And just to say hi to everyone logging on. Guys, if you haven't met Lori Albert tonight, you really do have a treat in front of you because Lori is so good with oracle cards and angel cards and card readings. And so we're hoping to get all of that in tonight's show. Along with Lori Albert, we have our other co-host, in the backstage area here, we have Brianna working behind the scenes. So shout out to Brianna for, making the show look so good and really helping everyone out with tech issues. And we just want to say hi to Brianna and thank you again. Yeah.
Yay.
Just to let everyone know, Kelley is, out traveling in Egypt, right? Kelley's doing a group in Egypt with medium Jules Davis also. And I'm sure they're having a fabulous time. If you haven't seen the pictures coming through on Kelley's Facebook page or medium Jules Davis's Facebook page, please check it out. But it is such a great trip they're having. We know they're going to come back with great stories. Yeah.
The pictures have been amazing. Oh my gosh.
and I think this show tonight, Lori, is kind of appropriate. The oracle card readings, the tarot card readings, we'll be doing angel card readings because it is about the mystical and really learning about the history of these cards, or how can we share the knowledge that we have, Lori, about oracle cards and even how to choose your own deck, right? Because there's, as you know, we both have a lot of cards between us.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yes, we do. We were talking this afternoon, and I think we each have at least 20 decks each.
Yeah. So we didn't know which ones to pick. I picked a couple of my favorite ones, but I know Lori is really, every card she pulls, Lori, every card you pull, it's just like, it's the perfect card. So I'm just excited. Yeah.
It's amazing how it works. Like, you don't really, I mean, I hate to say it because I'm going to make it sound really extraordinarily simple, but in a sense it is simple because and I say this, and the people that follow me that on my other lives that I do, it's like, you can't make this stuff up. Like I will pull, like I'll be giving a reading to somebody and I will pull 2 cards from 2 different decks based on that person's energy. And they're the same card. It's like, and it doesn't happen just once. It's happened a lot. So Spirit takes the wheel.
That's great. Well, first, let's take a moment and say hi to some of our listeners that are logging on. Lori, if you want to start, just say hi to some people logging on.
Hi, Jeffrey. Nice to see you. And Jessica, and Kathy, Leanne. Hi, Leanne. Nice to see you. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Oh, and what do we got? Julia, nice to see you here. Thanks for coming. Oh, and Sandy, Jessica. You guys are so great. I mean, you have the best audience.
We do.
I mean, because everybody is so wanting to learn.
Yes.
It's like there's always fantastic questions. So that's why I love coming on your show.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Lori. We love having you, and we're very fortunate to have you tonight. Let's say hi to some of our Instagram people. I do see Kevin. Hi, Kevin, logging on. I see Sia Marino logging on and Mel Porter. Hi, everyone. Hi, High Art Visualized, and JPC6565. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. You are in for a treat. So we're going to be taking your questions in just a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit about cards, oracle cards, how we found them, how they came into our lives, and how we chose the ones we have now. But also, we're going to be taking your questions just a little bit later in the program. Maybe you have a question we can answer for you around, relationships, career, finance, health and wellness, moving or relocating. I mean, really just anything that you can write in our comments section. We'll let you know when that time comes. We're just about 10 or 15 minutes away from that. But really, we want to welcome all of you to the program. Just to remind you, we're on every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Pacific and 10 p.m. Eastern. So for everyone that's up at 10, we appreciate you guys staying with us. And for everyone on Pacific time, hey, it's still early over here, but thank you for tonight's show. And really, it's such an interesting topic, Lori, if we can just jump right in. Like how old were you, or how long ago, what's your first deck of cards that you got? I mean, really, let's just go back to.
Oh my gosh. Here's the thing. I was right, and no problems with Catholicism. I really don't have any problems with, if you're into religion, I don't have a problem with that. However, I was always sort of taught that, we stay away from the cards, we stay away from this, we stay away from that, all that stuff. So right. I was a little bit hesitant at first, but then once I saw the love and the joy and the spirituality of the cards, I became completely addicted. So right when I first started developing, which was, I don't know, somewhere around 20 years ago, I don't really know exactly the year, I had my next door neighbor, talk about no accidents, turns out he was a medium. Like, what are the odds of that, right? And Ed, Ed. So yeah, so I mean, he started to talk to me, and he shoved this deck of cards in my hand one day. And it was these. These are called Psy cards, PSY cards. Okay. And I had to look them up on the internet. It's not like something you can, I don't think you can get them on Amazon. It's not like that, right?
I know. I saw them on eBay or something.
Oh, really?
Because they're not available anymore.
Right. I know.
They're
that's why I'm
hard
super
to get.
excited, right? But there's something about these cards. I don't use, when I do like one-on-one readings, I don't really use them. Okay. Because I get direct messages and it's mediumship mostly. Right. But when I'm doing lives, it becomes a different thing. I feel like that, and I'm just going to get real here. Right. I feel like that when we use cards, it's something tangible that, like, I can pick this card up and show you this card. By the way, I pulled this for myself before we started the show.
It's Eagle Spirit Freedom.
And you know what I got from this card? Be free to be yourself. Oh, I'm going to get all.
It's a big deal.
Be free to be yourself. Don't think about the expectations of others, right? And so how amazing is that, right? And it just kind of flows when you put the intention into the card. So ironically, last night I have a development circle, and last night we used cards. And the one thing that I always like to teach about when using cards is to just like, first of all, I've got 4 decks sitting out here, right? So listen, you got to like surrender to spirit, which is true of any spirit work, right? So surrender to spirit and just listen to what your instincts are telling you, right? So what I was telling them last night was just pick a card and get out of your own headspace, get out of your space, get out of your ego. Now, when you can do that, that's when the channeling starts, and you can just give an incredible reading, based on whatever cards you got. So that's kind of how, and it's beautiful. And so I love using these. So anyway, the other thing I wanted to say about cards, sorry, I'm talking a lot about.
Well, I'm going to ask you to pull a card for all of us in a minute. Yes. So, because I think we need to do some group card readings too. So remember that. So finish what you were saying, and then we're going to pull a card.
Okay, so the thing about cards, there's actually 2 points I want to make. The reason why I think these cards and actually all 4 of these decks are special in their own way, but this deck is, oh gosh,
Yeah, is that
It's
the one you
Sacred,
got the eagle
Sacred
from?
Forest.
Oh, is it Sacred Forest? Because that was a beautiful card.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is where the eagle came from.
Sacred
Yes.
Forest. I'm going to write
Yes.
that
And this
down.
is
That
by
was beautiful.
Denise Lynn.
Oh,
Okay.
we love Denise.
Oh, she's fantastic, right? So it's interesting because these 2 decks always feel, when I hold them in my hand or whenever I'm shuffling them, I always feel like there's something special about them. And it dawned on me one day, and I have no proof of this, right? But I think that when certain people have certain intentions, okay, and they create a card deck, I think it when you create that intention, when you're ready to create the card deck, it goes into, that energy goes into the
It
cards,
does.
which then it always just feels magical. So these 2 card decks, I feel like whoever created this side card deck is, I mean, they were just in the highest vibration when they were doing it, because it always feels so beautiful. So that's the one thing I wanted to say. Now, the other thing I want to say is, if you ever decide to go get an oracle card deck, you again use your intuition. And what I do, and I do this for crystals too, I'll stand in the store, and trust me, they don't think you're weird. If they sell oracle cards, you can do anything and they won't think you're weird, right? So I go like this, and I put my hands over, oh, you can't see, but I put my hands over the top of the cards.
Right.
And depending on if my hands get tingly, I'll know what card to pick. I'll know which deck. So if you decide to go get a deck of oracle cards. So.
I love it. And also, I love the illustrators that that draw the artists, the artistry. Let me just get this out, because there's so much energy in the artistic part of designing these cards. And just like you mentioned, the person that created them, like Denise Lynn, of course, her energy is phenomenal. And the illustrator, or the artist, that, I mean, the same, equally the same, if not as much as we said. So I would suggest for people, so you like to put your hands over the cards and feel something. And I also want to add to that and say, look for the cards you're attracted to from the beauty of the card. Like pick like something you're going to bring home, something you're going to bring home and put your loving energy and connect with, something that you enjoy too, right? Because we always think about doing this for other people, but actually we want to make sure we enjoy looking at the cards, right? So.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's important, because you have to feel comfortable with your cards, So
look, Lori, we're already getting people are excited for tonight's show. We see Bader is excited for tonight's show. We're so happy. And just to tell you, why don't we start off with a card reading for everyone? If we could, just because we have to keep ourselves remember that we need to have questions asked too. And as a group, it's a group dynamic here. There's so much energy coming in from everyone's energy field, everyone's heart and soul and love. So I would just say, for everyone, ask a question just to yourself that you would like your guides and angels, or you would like guidance on, right? And we're going to ask Lori in a moment to pull a card, and that one card will be for all of us. So take a moment, always asking for the highest good to come, right? Setting that intention that, this is the message that you need to hear for right now, right? And ask that question, take that moment. Could be about anything. Let's just take a moment. And then whenever Lori is ready, whenever you feel ready, Lori, just pull a card for us.
Well, I pulled the card while you were saying that. And it's so, again, and you're going to hear me say this 600 times, and I'm sorry that I'm going to, but you can't, there are no accidents, right? So the card I pulled for the collective, for all of us, is meandering. It says meandering pathway, and then it says flow. Okay. So if you look, there's a lady or a man, I can't tell, and holding up a light, And then you see way over here, you know, the light that you're walking towards. So what this card tells me is that we are, I mean, this isn't something we don't know, but we are all on our own individual pathways. And sometimes it seems like the path will go like this. And sometimes it seems like it's more straight.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is not being fearful of the dark, not being fearful of getting to that light place, you know? Like, even if it feels like you're walking, like in this card,
Right.
you got to walk through the leaves and the whatever, and then a little bit of dark there before you can get to the light. And sometimes we need to work through some stuff. Sometimes we need to just keep moving forward and flow.
Yeah.
And know and trust that spirit has your back.
Oh, that's great.
You know? Yeah, isn't that nice?
I
That's
hope
such a beautiful message.
Yeah, I hope that was helpful for everyone. I know it was for me and my question that I had, so
Oh,
I know
good.
it's helpful. So, can I share with you a couple of card decks? Like, I have a lot here. I pulled out my cards, guys, but I have 2 that are my favorites. So we'll be working with Lori has her few card decks that she's working with her 4 decks, which 4 is one of my favorite numbers. So,
Oh,
but
cool.
the 2 card decks I'm working with is the Psychic Tarot by John Holland. And just like yours, like these are oldies but goodies.
Yeah. I have
I
those
used
too.
yeah. I
Yeah.
used to use these cards just for my personal use, but
Mhm.
then I do feel I was guided to start using it to help others, or, you know, when it comes about. And like you, Lori, we don't use these cards in a professional reading. We connect directly with source and, you know, loved ones, what have you. But cards are a good tool, and they're good at helping people develop their intuition, right?
Yes.
So if you're someone learning or wanting to learn how to develop your intuition, working with a card deck is really very helpful.
Mhm.
And other tools might be a pendulum, right? Or, you know,
Mhm.
we can talk about tools along the show today. But cards are very nice because you can put your own energy in them and you build this relationship with the cards. And it's a real trust that happens. And then you just start naturally kind of feeling the intuition happening before you even draw the card. You're already feeling what's going to happen, so to speak.
Yeah.
My second deck of card, it's called the Archangel. I think this is Doreen
Oh.
Virtue, our girl Doreen, but I do love her Archangel Oracle cards. I've always loved these. These just were a gift to me, and I just feel, you know, so happy to have them. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's nice. And
Right.
what's your 4th deck?
Oh, well, I'm only using 2 of my favorites, but
Oh,
you
okay.
have the 4. You're working
Right.
with 4 decks tonight, and 4 is my favorite number, but
Oh, I
I'm
see.
just gonna
Okay.
work with 2 because these are just kind of my go-to, and I love your cards. I love your card readings, and anytime when I'm watching you, Lori, on your lives, for example, doing card readings, and I love it that you share, you know, like Denise Lynn, because then if I'm drawn to them, I will go pick up those cards. And I think
Yeah.
that's very helpful for all of us, is that we share other people's you know, information too, to help everyone, right? Because, you know, they have these wonderful cards. We want everyone to benefit from them. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
The other deck that I have that I pulled out tonight, and sometimes I pull these out, sometimes I don't, but these are it's called the Empowerment deck.
Okay, have never heard of those.
I know. And you
Well,
know what?
hold them up again. Hold them up again. They're amazing.
It's the Empowerment deck. Oh, here.
Okay.
They're actually called Magical Times empowerment cards, right?
Okay.
So I saw, whenever I went and saw these at the store, you see how the little lady's on there, she's a little fairy or
Oh,
something, right? So I was
yes,
like,
I
oh,
do.
this is great, right? I mean, I am not into like dragons and all that stuff. And it's nothing against them. It's not my thing, right? So these have all dragons and stuff on them. And I was like, oh, really? So, but it's funny because then at first I was like, oh, I
Hey.
don't know if I'm going to like this, but they're again, feel like really high vibrational whenever I use them. So
Mhm.
isn't
I
that
love
funny?
it. I love it. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And then we're in the year of the wood dragon. I don't know. We can talk about dragons being an amazing energy in themselves. But this is great. This is great. And then do you have a 4th deck? Or so you have Sacred
Oh,
Forest, you have the Psy cards, you have Magical Times.
mhm.
What
And
is
then
your
I have This is another. Oh no, this is Colette Baron Reed, and
Oh, love
this is
Colette.
a shaman, Alberto
Oh,
Oh my gosh, Viloldo. Jeez, I can't speak. But anyway, I've just recently got this deck, and I recently started using it, and it's so interesting because each one of these 4 decks, it's like when I feel like I want to do something like along the lines of like a past, present, future, that sort of reading. If spirit tells me to do that, I will use the side cards.
mhm.
If I feel like somebody needs some encouragement, I go with the empowerment deck.
Yeah.
These are I just go with them for any reason at all
Mhm.
because this is the Sacred Forest, the Denise Lynn. And then when I use these, if I feel like it's supposed to be a deeper message, then I'll go with the Shaman's Dream cards.
Okay.
So, and that's kind of how that works. So do you
Okay, now you got
do
me.
it that
Now you
way,
got
or
me.
how does that work for
So
you?
now I'm going to show another deck I have that I love. It's called the Healing Energy Oracle deck. And the reason why I love this is I was totally attracted to the beauty of these cards. I mean, I just felt like you mentioned the high vibration. Like one of these cards is self-love, and it's all about. And you can see they're a little bit different. They're long and rectangular, right?
Oh, that's
But
cool.
yeah, but it's just like total affirmations on self-love, and all these colors that they use are beautiful and goodness. But anyway, I love using these. So I might pull these out tonight too. So we should probably get rolling and do some readings here
Yes.
because
Yes.
we're talking about cards for everyone. And guys, if you have any questions, not only are we doing card readings this evening with Lori Albert, and just to tell you, if you're meeting Lori for the first time in our show tonight, her website is lorialbert.com. And she has lots of great things going on, and she's on other podcasts and other shows. We'll ask her about those in just a moment. But if you're meeting her for the first time, check out Lori Albert, check out her website, and find out about Lori. And she does a lot of lives. And I remember, Lori, you would do meditation at 7 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
every morning for the longest time. And this was even before 2020. This was,
Yeah.
2018 or 19 maybe. And I would wake up and just listen to your meditations. It was so nice to start the day off. You would do
Oh,
those
that's
lives.
great. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
so
And
sweet. I appreciate
uh,
that.
yeah, so let's do some card readings and we'll get back into more about what our current events are. But as
Yeah.
I was telling everyone, look, if you have a question about the cards, like how do you pick the right card, as we mentioned, we always want to set the intention, how to use the cards. I always feel, Lori, we find our own path on how to use them. Like we read the instructions, we get the ideas, but then you just make it your own. You turn it into your own system, right? You may pull
Right.
one card or two, three, what
Mhm.
have you. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah.
And
Okay.
that's the difference, really quick before we start
Yes.
taking the questions.
Mhm.
That's the difference between oracle and tarot. So, tarot, my daughter has studied tarot. She is so good at giving tarot card readings. However, there are special ways to set things out. There are special meanings for each and every card, right?
Mhm.
For me, I haven't studied that. I look at a card and I say, oh, this is what I'm getting from this card for you. So that's kind of the difference. There's an
I love it.
intuition component more so, I shouldn't say more so, but there is a different type of intuition component with oracle cards. So just
I
want to
love it.
throw
And
that out there.
yeah, I think oracle cards provide more of a guidance, maybe a divine guidance. And tarot goes back to, I was looking at this earlier, goes back to the 1400s. I mean,
Wow.
there's a lot of history in tarot,
Yeah.
and it's really evolved into something, into the current cards that they have now, the weight cards. But it's very interesting. So let's get on the show. And then, of course, we have angel cards for everyone too. So it's just wherever we're drawn to. So Lori, do you want to pick a question first?
Sure.
If you can see the feed, and then if you pick that, I might get someone off of Instagram because I can see
Sure.
my
Yeah, you can see
Instagram.
Instagram. Right.
Yeah, but I'll
Um,
also be pulling some off of YouTube and Facebook.
okay, so you know what? It's so funny. Okay, so Alyssa, is there a way for me to put this on the thing? Okay,
I,
Alyssa Greer's her question is, will I end up dating Jonathan this year? Now, I don't need a card to tell me what I think. Okay. Because because your name sort of jumped out at me, Alyssa.
Oh,
So I feel like I already know the answer to this. However, I'm going to pull a card just to see where it, because we're playing around with this, right? So I'm going
yeah,
to pull a card. I'm
yeah.
pulling from the Sacred Forest deck.
Okay, I love it. Sacred Forest, Denise Lindeck. Yeah.
This tells me everything I need to know. All right. So what I got for you was the Fire Spirit Energy card.
Well, that is a
Okay.
beautiful card.
I know, isn't it cool? It's really cool. So here's the thing, Alyssa. Instantly, what I got was I really feel like that you might go out on a couple of dates, but I think that you have Jonathan on a little bit of a pedestal. And, like it's sort of, do you know what I mean? Like are like, ooh, that'd be really cool. But I think it's not going to be what you think. And it's not going to be how you want it to be. Here's my point. Okay. In picking this card, you have got such I'm going to say it, fiery energy. You are and you can say yes or no. I would love to hear what you're thinking. Oh, spot on. Okay. You have a fiery type of energy. You know what you want and you go for it. And I love that about your energy because I'm the same way, right? I love people that just get a vibe and go for it, right?
Yeah.
But I think that this is saying that he isn't quite the same as that. And I think that I just don't see the fit. And I'm really sorry to say it that way. But you should, if you go out on a date with him, you should go out on a date with him. I mean, if you can, you should, just so that you can get a vibe. I mean, I can be wrong. I mean, spirit could change things all around and whatever. So that would be what I would say, Alyssa.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you, Alyssa. We hope that was helpful. I mean, she's validating. So thank you so much. And thank you, Lori. That was a beautiful card reading. I'm going to move over to Instagram and go to Art Visualized. Art Visual. Oh, I think, Brianna, we copy and paste, but I'm going to let you do that on Art Visualized. Should I keep learning the language I've been learning? I'm not sure it's worth it as I've been losing hope I'll get to visit the country and use the language. Oh, I was looking at your card earlier. I mean, looking at your question earlier, and right now I just pulled the universe card. I don't know if you can see it. It's called the universe card. And I do believe you should continue learning your language. And I do feel you will go to this country. And maybe it's not in the time frame you want it to, but I just feel like it's so valuable and that you're good at learning languages too, is what I'm hearing. So I know you're losing hope, but I hope this is helpful because I do feel very uplifted by your question. Like, I think you're kind of helping all of us be inspired, to get out of our comfort zone. So thank you, Art Visualized. Thank you.
No, best of
And
luck.
yes. And Lori, you want to pick the next one, please?
Sure. There was a whole bunch of questions. Okay, so the way I do this is I like to just see where spirit leads me. Okay. Evand C65 says, will Jeff and I be moving in and or moving away from California? That's interesting. And you know what's really interesting? I'm supposed to give you an empowerment card.
Okay.
Ooh, that's kind of fun.
Empowerment card called Magical Times.
Magical Times.
Okay.
You wrote all that down. You're so nice.
Because I love your cards. I love all these cards. Boy, they're just beautiful.
Okay, so this is really another interesting reading. Okay, so the card I chose there says nature, and if you look, there's a fairy, right? And with it looks like I don't know if that's a lamb or a
little lamb, yeah.
A little lamb or something, right? But this is what it says on it. Okay? It says, sometimes all you need is to go outside. Breathe the fresh air to remember who you are and where you want to be. Again, you can't make this stuff up. Did you hear what I just said?
I heard what you said.
Breathe the fresh air to remember who you are and where you want to be. You can do, see, here's the thing. I could tell you that, yes, you're going to move and it's going to be great and whatever, but you need to make that decision yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it needs to come from deep within your soul. You
Mm-hmm.
know what it is that you're supposed to do and what is the right decision for you. Okay.
Cool.
But here's the point. Whatever you decide is going to be the right decision. I know that sounds terrible and it's like a non-answer answer, but I got to say, it feels good. Like I feel good when I feel like whenever I tap into the idea of you
Mm-hmm.
leaving, but I
Mm-hmm.
also feel good tapping into the energy of you staying. So I don't think there's a wrong answer, is my point. Okay. I hope that
I
makes
love it.
sense to you. I hope that makes sense to you.
I hope it makes sense. I hope you like that, Evan DC65.
Yeah.
That's great, Lori. Thank you. Let me just see, where am I? I did feel drawn to Instagram. Nano Shika says she is widow here,
Oh.
disappointed in online dating sites. Should
Mm.
I just give up and know I'm destined to be alone?
Oh.
I got to tell you that I feel I pulled an angel card for you just to tell you, because I felt I would be pulling angel card next time. And this one is called chakra clearing. So maybe this is what it's all about, is clearing the energy. And I'm going to read this card to you. It is about Archangel Metatron. Call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. So that's what I'm feeling. I don't think online dating, it feels too busy for me, or it doesn't feel like something that would be beneficial for you. So I feel like you will not be alone. But I really don't feel online dating is a high vibration such as yourself, so maybe it's just not a compatibility thing. Do you feel that too, Lori? Like maybe it's just not compatible with your energy?
Well, what I was getting, and this is,
Mhm.
sorry, without a card, but
Yeah.
I just feel like that it's like spirit kind of telling you, maybe get to know yourself a little bit more right now.
Mhm.
Maybe it's time to like go within for a little bit. And then once you get more comfortable, because I'm sure it's a change and a shift for you, being a widow. I mean,
Mhm.
maybe work on yourself a little bit. Start enjoying your being alone, being with yourself. And I know that's hard.
Yeah, it can be tough for sure. And there could still be some, grief perhaps. And we
Yeah.
certainly, our hearts go out to you.
Yeah.
I also want to say the card I pulled for you was chakra clearing. So when Lori mentioned working or on yourself or spending, it is almost like asking it's like asking Archangel Metatron to help clear anything, help clear the energy around you, help, uplift or, clear anything that would make it more possible to help you, love yourself more, and then really prepare for that next venture, that next relationship, that next beautiful mate that I'm sure is on your path. But I really just don't feel like it with online dating. So I
Yeah.
hope that's helpful. Thank you for asking. And we'll just wait to hear your feedback. If you'd like to make a comment, that's great. I'm going to hand it back to Lori. Lori, you're doing a great job over there. You go
This
for it.
is so much fun.
Hey,
Oh
look,
my gosh.
we
I
just
love doing card readings. It's so much
let
fun.
me just say hi to Paul. I just have to say hi to a couple of people. I saw Paul log on. Hey, Paul, Megan, April, Michelle, Pamela. Just guys, you guys are so great. So this is so much fun, and time is flying. So we got to get a move on
I
and do
know.
some more reading. So I'm going to
Here we
button up, Lori. You take it from here.
go. Okay, so I feel drawn to Bora Bora 333. I think it's on from the YouTube. And it says, "Can I have a message from my guides for my 222 birthday?" Which I'm
Ooh,
so excited for you. That's great. That's really exciting. Okay,
happy
so
birthday.
I am going to pull, I feel led to pull a sacred forest. Is that right? I always get that name wrong. Sacred Forest Oracle deck. This is from Denise Lynn,
Yes,
right?
right.
And I'm going to pull this card for Bora Bora. Gosh, I love that. Oh my gosh, this is like crazy. Okay, do you know how many cards there are? Look at this. There's a lot of cards here, right? Huh. I pulled a card, and I already said this. I pulled a card for myself before we started, right? And it was the
Right.
Eagle Spirit card, and it was about freedom.
Okay.
Guess what card I pulled for you? Now, what are the odds? And
Oh
I
my
went
God.
into the middle of the deck. It wasn't
The
like I just,
same card. The
isn't that
same card.
crazy?
The same
Oh my
card.
gosh. But it's so interesting because I feel like Bora Bora, I feel like I was actually tapping into your energy before this even started, because I feel so free in kind of feeling your energy. I feel so free, and I feel like, I honestly got to tell you, I think this year is going to be a year for you on self-discovery in a really like you. I feel like you're going to discover things about yourself that just enliven you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the one thing I want to point out about this card is that it's about getting out. How can I say it the right way? Getting out of the way of your own, the things that block you, right? Getting out of your own way, that's what this is. It's about learning to get out of your own way.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the freedom is. Because and I was talking about this a few minutes ago, when we recognize that fear stops us from XYZ, whatever it is, and then we focus on it, and then we start to realize, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to let the fear stop me. That's when it just vanishes, that fear, because you've acknowledged it. So I feel like that there's going to be a lot of self-discovery for this year. Cheryl, do you have anything you want to say for Bora Bora?
No, I'm going to leave that with you. That was a beautiful card reading, and thank you, Bora Bora. Happy birthday.
Yeah,
I know. I just want to share with everyone, guys, this is so great. We're going to keep this card reading going for this evening. I'm going to ask Lori to pull a card for all of us again in a group. So I just feel with all of us being here, how many people are on the call, on live with us tonight? Let's all ask a question, and Lori's going to pull one card, and that will help all of us out. So take a moment, everyone, and ask a question. I have another question, or ask the same question again, and Lori's going to tune in. It can be anything you want, really. You're always asking for the highest good, the divine guidance, what's most appropriate. So Lori.
And you know what's great about what you just said? Thank you for saying that, because you know what I say a lot of times, because I do lives quite often, but when I give a card reading, or when you give a card reading, everybody should, I hate to say it, but pay attention, because just because I might be reading Bora Bora doesn't mean that you won't get something from that. So this happens a lot. There's a lot of, so that's why I'm so thrilled, Cheryl, that you suggested that we do another one just for us. So that's fantastic. Okay. And this time I am using the Shaman's Dream card. And this deck is special.
It feels special when you mentioned it.
And it goes deeper. It goes to another level. So here's the card. Oh, wow. Oh gosh. Okay. This is an amazing card. It says Lost Compass.
Okay.
And then it says getting back to integrity. Ooh. Now, okay, it doesn't mean that you all are not in integrity. It doesn't mean that you're not honest. It doesn't mean it's not about that, right? What this means is, and this is so funny, do you see a theme starting to develop with these readings? That's what happens too. When you start doing a lot of readings, sort of themes start to develop, right? So this card is for all of us to allow yourself. And you know what? We've got the full moon coming up.
It's coming up. The 23rd, Friday.
Yeah. So what this card is telling me is that now is such a great time to start to really just release the junk that you feel in your soul. Like I know I keep talking about fear, but that's such a biggie, like if
No,
you
it's
have a fear of commitment, or if you have a fear of whatever, just recognize it, say it out loud, and then release it. Release it, because the full moon will then, once it's released, then you can fill your soul back up with who you know to be, your integrity, who you know to be for yourself. So maybe we all struggle with fear. I struggle with fear, right? But when I can feel that happening, like I don't want to take that step because it's kind of like, oh, am I going to get like shunned or whatever, right? I'll think to myself, okay, this is me recognizing it, taking a step back and releasing it and allowing myself to move forward.
I love
And
that. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Right. It's about compass, finding who you are.
Yeah.
And come back to that. So beautiful.
We love that.
It's so exciting. Go ahead.
Let's just see. Yes. Well, the person Nano Shuka, who's widowed, says she actually signed up for a workshop tomorrow to release negative energy trapped in her body due to grief.
Oh my
Hopefully
gosh.
clearing her chakras.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's validation right there that we pulled the card. Archangel Metatron was right there with you, wanting to get that message to you. That might be a guide for you. Maybe it's just part of your angel team, Metatron. So I would say, focus on that, meditate with that angel, that archangel, maybe learn more about that archangel. See if you don't get validation, confirmation that you have him on your team. So thank you for the validation. Okay, great. I'm going to answer another one off Instagram. Isn't that great, Lori?
Oh,
let's just see. Let's just see here. I'm going to go back up near the top. Oh, yes. Kyle Gray card deck. Oh, that's a good card deck too. We love Kyle Gray. Thank you for that. So let me see. Sweet 3. So Sweet D. Any career advice or any life guidance? I'm going to pull a card for you, and I'm working with John Holland's Psychic Tarot. So any career advice or any life guidance? Those are good questions. Well, I am getting this card. It's called Victory and Success. You can see how worn these cards are. I've used them so much. It's someone playing the trumpet up on the hill. So I do believe that your career guidance is actually moving forward for you. It does feel like it says victory and success. Thank you for posting that, Brianna. I do feel that you're on the right path with career. I even feel like it's moving forward and moving higher for you. So I'm hoping this resonates with you. So I'm just going to leave that with you because, wow, it just sounds terrific for you. Let me just pull an angel card for you too, sweet D.
Sweetie.
Thank you so much, Lori, for making it together. I pulled the clairaudience card for you. This is Archangel Zadkiel. So this is clairaudience. If you ever hear intuitively, so you're hearing with your mind's eye, you may even hear objectively, like your name being called and you turn around and there's no one there. But Archangel Zadkiel says, notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind. So hear it in your mind or from other people. So even with other people giving you loving guidance, sweetie, sorry. I'm thinking sweet tea. I could use some sweet tea right now. But sweetie, I hope that makes sense. So using your clairaudience with Archangel Zadkiel, I do feel you're on a really good career path that's still accelerating. So I feel advancement for you. So I'm hoping that's helpful. And you're welcome to put a comment in the section below if you'd like, or let us know. But Lori, let me hand it back over to you.
You sound like a newscaster.
I know.
We
got to roll. We got to roll.
This is so great. This is so much fun. I love connecting because we're connecting with so many people. I mean, that's just so exciting. Okay.
And we can feel the energy building. It's like you feel the energy building. So yeah.
Okay. So
thanks so much.
Okay. So Amanda Collins says anything from my guides for 2024. And what I did was, I love this. Okay. So little helpful hint. if you get yourself a deck of cards and you start pulling cards for yourself or other people or whatever, if one jumps out, that's the one it's supposed to be, right? Okay. So
is that what happened?
Yeah, that's what happened on this one, right? So Amanda says, anything from my guides for my 2024. I pulled from the empowerment deck, right? I got the card that says dance.
Oh,
I love when I get that card. I love when I get this card. Okay, let me just read it to you and then I'll tell you what I'm getting about it. Find your heart's rhythm, step lightly and swing with the melody. Close your eyes and let joy lead the way.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Amanda, I feel like, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it right out. You're going to have a great year. I mean, I feel like you are like, first of all, I feel like that you are like super high vibrational and you are like a positive, and you can put it in the comments, how you feel about what I'm saying. But, I just feel like that you're just a joy to be around. Okay. And that is who you are in this world. And that is who the world needs right now. The world needs more people like you.
Yeah. And
I am feeling so freaking emotional right now, Amanda, because I just feel like that, keep staying in that high vibration. Keep staying there. Stay as high up in the bliss and the love and the joy as you possibly can. And remember to dance.
Yes.
Dance.
Celebrate.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that makes me feel so like I want to go dance.
I know.
Oh, Amanda has been told that many times. Yeah. That's great. That's awesome.
And over here on Instagram, Sweetie says, it does resonate with me. Thanks so much for the messages. Great tips. So, hey, look, and these messages, as Lori's been saying, if we can take a little bit of that for ourselves, take it, because I mean, I need to celebrate too. We all need to go out and have more fun. Lori, we need to dance more, right? We need to celebrate. There's so much to celebrate. We forget about that sometimes, right? But there's a lot to celebrate each and every day, right? Okay, let me move over to Instagram. We'll do a couple of more here. So guys, don't go anywhere. And then we're going to have our announcements. We'll make our announcements before the end of the show, because I know Lori's got a lot of stuff going on. I've got stuff going on. Let's see. Sue T. Need, and you'll help me with this one, Lori, says, I would love a card drawn for me, please. So I'm just going to.
I'm not good at it necessarily.
Sue, we're just going to call you Sue T. Need. I would love a card drawn for me. I'm going to pull off my tarot deck, but I feel you very connected to angels too. So, I am pulling the awareness card, and I really like this card because it talks about your awareness and how you're using your intuition. I feel in some way, you've been working on yourself, Sue, and you have bridged, or you have opened up this part of you that's been hiding, and you've opened up to greater awareness. So this is all about you stepping. I mean, this is like one of the best cards, right? Awareness, right? It's about you understanding. There's the like the pyramid on the third eye. Your awareness is opening up. And I do feel you very connected with angels. So I'm just going to kind of do a double card reading for you, Sue. And this one is by Archangel Shamuel. It's called Beloved One or Beloved One. And I'll read it. I love Shamuel. I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. Oh my goodness. So let us know. So Archangel Shamuel could be your BFF here. Please check that out, Sue. So we hope that helped you, Sue T. Need. And thank you so much for asking your question tonight.
Awesome.
Yay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh. These readings. And you know what? It's so funny because I used to be, maybe I could consider myself sort of a snob about it, but like I don't need oracle cards. But you know what? It's not about what I want. It's about what spirit wants. I mean, it's about how spirit wants us to proceed with giving readings or whatever. So
So these are like spirit drawn messages. Like spirit is participating and actively participating. And what we said about the cards earlier is these are tangible. I mean, you're seeing the energy coming through on these cards because you're asking for help. You're asking for the highest good, setting that intention. And so it is about building the energy and trusting that message, and you can maybe use it in a couple of different ways. And these cards of awareness and Shamuel may also apply to other people on the call tonight. So if you can relate to the reading that I just gave Sue T. Need, please take that for yourself as well. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So very good. So I do see, thank you. Brianna, I do see kind of a troll, please. It's Vincent there's a troll. I can't block them. It's not letting me, but I know behind the stage you can block them. Yeah. Anyway, but we can get on with the call tonight. And you do a question, Lori. Take a call.
Okay, so Sylvia Charnell says, will I be making a change in employment to become an entrepreneur? That's an exciting question. Like the energy behind the question is freaking amazing, right? I actually feel like I want to pull two cards for you. I'm going to start with an empowerment card. What?
Lori, can I ask you, this troll person, can you block them? Because Brianna says you might have the control to do that on your side.
I don't see it.
Oh, sorry. I see it. Sorry. I just don't have it on my end. That's okay. We can do it after the show's over.
Yeah, I don't see it. It's not on my.
It's not. Okay.
I'm asking. It's not on my.
Oh, it's not on your feed?
Is it on my feed? I'm asking. I
don't
know.
Yes, I believe it is. Let me just see here.
Oh, it's on my feed?
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah. It's on your Facebook directly, she said.
Okay. I'm going to do. Oh, I hate that.
I know.
All right. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give a reading to Sylvia first.
Yeah. And then go in and
then I'm going to, and then I'll go in and do that.
And then you guys can report this person too. I mean, that's what it takes. It takes a group effort.
That's funny that I can't see my thing. That's kind of weird.
Anyway, that's okay. We know who that person or people are. So
yeah. Okay. All right. So Sylvia, will I be making a change in employment to become an entrepreneur? Ooh. Yeah. Right. Oh my gosh. I love this card for you. Okay. So Sylvia, right away, whenever I read your question, I was feeling kind of that push me, pull you, like, yes, no, like you're on both sides of the fence. You're like, should I, shouldn't I, that whole thing. And look what I got. I pulled the creation card.
Oh my God.
Isn't that hilarious? All right. And I want you to notice that there is a hummingbird there.
Synchronicity at its best. Yeah.
Yes.
The hummingbird, amazing.
Yeah. Exactly. And I want you to know that when you're outside, look for hummingbirds. Okay. This is directly relating to you. Okay. Your potential going out on your own, being an entrepreneur. Okay. Look for the signs. All right. Now let me read this and then I have so much to say, as always. Okay. So this says, remember your thoughts shape your future. Oh my God. You can't make this stuff up, right? Your words create today. Your choices become your reality. I'm getting all like teary-eyed again. I mean, Sylvia, this is your time. This is your time. Talk gently with yourself. Whenever and this is why I'm sorry, I'm going to take too much time here, but the thing is, when you start to have like a negative thought of that situation, okay, of what's going on with you, okay, what's going on with the business and setting it up, and oh my God, maybe this is too hard. Oh, maybe I can do it, whatever. Reframe the negative words, okay? So try to get rid of the words can't, shouldn't, wouldn't, okay? Try to get those words to go away. Like, instead of saying, maybe I shouldn't do blah, 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 say, you know what? Like reframe that to say, what if I did this? I mean, and if any of my students are on here, you will know, like, I love the what if. What if I did do that? You know, what if I did decide to go out on my own and create a business? What if, you know? So that's what am getting for you. And I'm feeling really pulled to pull really quickly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nope.
Really quickly. Okay. And look at the bird. Hello, bird. Okay. And it's not a hummingbird, but it's still a bird, right? And it says bluebird spirit. And it says happiness.
Oh, I love happiness.
So Sylvia, I feel like I'm supposed to tell you to cross your T's and dot your I's. Okay. But I see so much joy and happiness. Just keep, I don't want to say control, but keep control of your mind. Okay. If those negative words start creeping in, reframe it. Okay. Okay. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank
Now
you.
let me try to get rid of this other thing.
Thank everyone. And we're going to talk about our events coming up. But look, before you guys leave us tonight, we're going to have Lori back on the show, and maybe we can continue where we left off, or add it into what our topic's going to be next time. But everyone seems to be loving the card readings. And if you guys do love them, please let us know in the comments section that, you could just type in yes for right now. And that will just tell us that you guys are wanting more card readings, or you're enjoying this, because we can really feel the energy building. So let us know in the comments section on tonight's show. If you're enjoying the card readings, just let us know. But Lori, I'd love to hear about your upcoming events and how people can reach you.
I'm super excited. Okay, so I have interesting things happening right now. So I have my own podcast that is in the works, and it's going to launch April of this year.
Oh.
And yeah, so basically what I'm doing is I go live every Monday night on my YouTube and Facebook channels and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And that show is called Conversations with Spirit. And I have guests on every week. Cheryl is a guest a couple weeks ago. And what I'm doing is I am editing it a little bit, and then I'm going to put it out to be a podcast. Okay. So I'm so excited about that, because it feels right. You know how when you do something and you're not sure, kind of like Sylvia, right? Like you're just not sure what to do there. It's one of those kind of things. So there's that. And then I am relaunching my empowerment coaching. So I do something called empowerment coaching. It's kind of like spiritual life coaching is what it is. And I'm in the process of relaunching that. So I'm so excited about that. And I am live every Thursday night on Insight Timer, which is such a joy. Oh my gosh, the community that we have created there is just extraordinary. So I am so blessed. I'm so blessed.
Yeah, you've been doing that a while, and I know you've really built a big following doing that.
I've been working on it, because it's an amazing community. Insight Timer is extraordinary. So
that's great.
Loving it. So yeah,
that's great. Well, Lori, it's great to have you here tonight. And for everyone watching, your website again, Lori, is LoriAlbert.com.
That's right.
So LoriAlbert.com, and it's LAURI. So LoriAlbert.com, and please everyone check that out. And then just for myself, I just want to share my events coming up. I have some really great events for February, but really just coming up. I mean, I have some wonderful people I'm working with other than Lori and Kelley and Jeffrey. But this Friday, speaking of the full moon, that's when my next small group reading is. It's my next Circle of Love event. I think there's a ticket or two still there, so please jump on that. It's a small group. Everyone gets a reading. It'll be online on Zoom, and I do that every month. So if you can't make February, if you can't make it this Friday, I'll be posting for March and April. But I'd love to see you there. I think it's just such a beautiful, intimate time where we spend with Spirit. So join me for that. Also, I starting about starting programs, Lori. I started an energy transformation series. And these are monthly sessions that talk about remote energy healing. And they talk about how to stay spiritually fit and balanced during 2024, during the year. We meet once a month. We meet the first Thursday of every month. It's a membership, so you can join monthly or annually. I'd love to see all of you there. It does come with a guided meditation later in the month, and then just more information you'll find out along the way. But I'd love to have you can sign up at really any time throughout the year and check it out. But it is about like clearing the chakras, clearing any blocks, keeping fit, keeping grounded, understanding your own energy, which is so important, right? We have to understand our own energy because we're so many empaths now, right? We're so sensitive, which is a superpower.
Yes.
So
yes,
we
absolutely.
want to thank everyone for being part of our show tonight. We cannot wait to see you again. And we're going to have Lori back, I believe, in 2 weeks. I believe we have Lori, we're going to have you back in 2 weeks. We'll be doing more of this again and talking about other spiritual topics and finding out what you're up to then. But for everyone, have a beautiful evening. Thank you so much for letting us be part of your evening here at Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. We want to say a shout out to Kelley and Jules in Egypt. We want to send our love to Brianna, who's our co-host, helping us run this show, this program for you. So thank you so much, Brianna. And for everyone, if you want to, sign up for our mailing list at seeingbeyondradio.com. You can also sign up for my newsletter at mediumcheryl.com. Lori, you can go to Lori's website, find out where she is. She's on amazing events.
Oh,
yes.
Sorry, I just remembered that I created a thing. If anybody's interested, sign up for my mailing list. Go to my website and fill out the little form. I do a thing. I just created it. It's called Morning Mojo.
Oh, thank you for mentioning that, Lori.
I totally forgot.
I get mine in my mailbox every morning, and I just forgot to mention it.
Just like a little affirmation or a little quote that comes directly to your inbox every day. And it's just a little thing. You just get it and it starts your day out in that high vibrational way because I'm big into
it. It is so nice. I get you in my inbox and it just says Lori. And I'm like, I know who that is. That's Lori with her Morning Mojo. It's something beautiful to start your day.
Thank you.
Thank you for remembering that. And
because I should be thanking you. What am I saying? Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you, everyone, for watching. You've been watching Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. We'll see you back here next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Have a wonderful week. Get out with that full moon energy this weekend. Receive a beautiful energy clearing from that. Enjoy the energy of this week. It's going to be really powerful and packed. But namaste, everyone, and we will see you next week. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you, Lori.